What's going on, guys? Today we are going to be pulling back the curtain and showing you guys how we here at Sterling Cards like to buy our Pokemon card collections. This is a crucial pillar in so many Pokemon card businesses, so if you guys are looking to start up your business or you're just wondering how to evaluate collections, we are going to be doing that today. And I'm actually really excited because today we actually have one of your collections. So we're going to be evaluating this collection in real time, and I'm just going to walk you through it step by step. But before we start, I do want to say that we are doing a giveaway in our Discord right now. All you have to do is join. The link is in the description down below. And if you join, you automatically enter yourself into a free Evolving Skies giveaway. And if you refer anyone else to the Discord, you will get additional entries under your name. The drawing ends at the end of the month, so make sure to hop in. So as you guys can see here, we have a collection of vintage Pokemon cards. If you're wondering how I acquired this, you can actually watch one of the videos that we just posted not too long ago. It goes over how to source inventory for your Pokemon card business. It's super helpful, and I'm more than happy to answer any questions if you guys drop them in the comments down below too. As I was saying, we got this collection for one of you guys. One of our longtime subscribers, Mikey, who's actually very local to the area, reached out and said that he had a collection that he wanted to sell to us, and after talking to him, he agreed to let us take on the collection to make a YouTube video out of it. And quick disclaimer, I feel like this doesn't need to be said, but I'm going to say it anyways. Do not send your Pokemon cards to random people on the internet. Send timestamped pictures, communicate with them, but please do not send them the actual inventory until you get the money, okay? All right, let's unbox this collection. The only background that we really got was that these cards were sitting for probably about the last 15 to 20 years just in someone's attic. Because our business primarily revolves around graded holo foil Pokemon cards, that was the first thing we wanted to identify in this collection. So I looked through every single card that was in the box and grouped all of the holo foils together that I could find. And as I'm sorting through the rest of the cards, I'm also taking mental notes of other possible subsections I can make of the collection. The beautiful thing about the Pokemon card hobby is there's always going to be a collector for a certain type or set of cards. So I want to take mental notes to ensure that I organize this collection in the best way possible. After I sorted the foils, I actually went through them again, identifying which ones go into that near mint to mint pile and then the everything else pile. The reason why we're not grouping anything outside of near mint to mint is because anything less than that, we're most likely just going to put in our binders so we can set up at shows and just have people buy them as singles. This took me about 15 minutes to do, and as you can see, there is some heat in this collection, okay? Also, any holo foils that weren't top loaded or sleeved or had like a nasty top loader or like a crinkled sleeve, I ensured I just put them into new holders. I feel like people would be less inclined to buy a Pokemon card if it's in like a yellowed, nasty, warped top loader. Maybe that's just me, but you guys let me know. And like I was saying before, I was taking mental notes as I was sorting through the entire collection, and there were some promos in here, there were some regular non-holo rares, and there were some shadowless, and there were some first editions. So I decided to start sorting the collection by those secondary groups. So once again, I combed through the stacks and stacks of Pokemon cards, and I put the specific ones to the side. And after I was done combing through that, I was basically just left with the bulk. I gave it one more comb through just to ensure I didn't miss anything, which I did. Please always double check your work. And so as you can see, we have a pretty good idea of what type of cards this collection is comprised of. So we got the binder holos, some bulk, some trainers, some more bulk, some energies, the promos and rares, shadowless, first edition, and then the grading pile. And if you thought that was the time-consuming part, I got news for you. So now what we're going to do is price out the more notable cards, basically all of the holo foils, because we want to make sure that we're sending out a fair offer. Remember, the goal of this deal is one, to put cash into the seller's hands, and also for us to buy a collection where we can actually have some margin on it. And we most certainly don't want to underpay, because we're either going to be ripping someone off because they just don't know how much their collection is worth, or we're going to be offending someone with a super lowball offer. And in that case, it's going to make us look bad, and it's going to make the buyer just feel as if they're wasting their time. The key for pricing everything out is simplicity and transparency. So what we're going to do is we're going to input all of the holo foil cards onto a Google Sheets. It's all formalized. It has a bunch of drop down menus. I'm actually going to pop it up on the screen here. This is what the template looks like. We're going to enter in the name of the card. We're going to enter in the condition, the market value based on the condition, and the price that we're willing to pay at, and that dollar amount that's associated with the percentage. The goal here is to keep it as clean, as transparent, and as simple as possible, because like I was saying before, not everyone that is going to be selling you collections is actually well versed in Pokemon. When people come to us, I want them to feel like we're actually taking the time and giving them the best bang for their buck, so to speak. So I threw on some music and just got to work building the sheet. It definitely took some time, but it's important that we get this right because this is literally what the deal is going to be based on. So after some time doing all the inputting, you can see that we have a beautifully built out sheet here. And as I spoke to before, you can see that we have a certain percentage associated with each card. More liquid cards we're willing to pay a little bit more for because they're going to move a lot faster and not sit in our showcase, while with the more damaged or or undesirable cards, they're probably going to be sitting a little bit longer, taking up a little bit more space than what we would probably like. And if you're well versed in Pokemon, you'll be able to really easily identify what cards are movers and what cards don't move as quickly. I also took the liberty of counting out all of the bulk cards, which includes the regular bulk Pokemon, the trainers, and the energies, and I assigned just a flat valuation to them. And so now that everything's really neatly laid out, what I'm going to do is I'm going to send an email to Mikey. It's going to have the sheet. He can look over it. He can ask us any questions that he sees fit, and then we're just kind of going to go from there. We will get back to you guys in, let's say, 24 to 48 hours. Okay, so we got good news and we got bad news. The bad news is that Mikey was out of the country for like a week, so he couldn't really negotiate a deal until he got back. So this video is probably going to come out a little bit later than anticipated, but the good news is that we actually made a deal from it. After we sent that email to Mikey, we only got 2 questions from him. One was how are we valuing the cards, which we told him that we're valuing them off of TCG Player. And 2 was if we can come up a little bit in price, which we did because we've done deals with Mikey before. So after some very small negotiations, we were able to buy the entire collection, including all the bulk, all the hollows, all of it. The total amount we spent was around $2,200. And I think that price is totally fine because we paid about 85% of total market value. And that gives us some pretty decent margin for these cards that we want to sell at the card shows, as well as the cards that we want to get graded. And in exchange, he gets a fat wad of cash, which he told me he's going to buy Expedition 33, which I don't know if you guys know what that video game is, if you do play video games, but if you do play video games, you need to get Expedition 33. But back to the main topic, everybody won in this deal. And like I said, that is the main goal here. Mikey got some cash. We got a good collection that we have margin on, and everyone is better off. So hopefully you guys learned a thing or two from this video, especially if you're newer to the hobby or just newer to buying collections. If there's anything else you guys want us to go over in more detail, definitely drop a question in the comments down below, and make sure to join our Discord because we're really responsive there too. And like usual, guys, I'm sure like the video, subscribe, join our Discord, and we will catch you guys later. Peace.